So, hi everyone, it's Nina Collins from the Woolfer, and I'm here today with Susan Feldman. Susan is the founder of One King's Lane, if you guys remember the super fabulous
Co-founder.
co-founder, home furnishing, huge website. And then she sold that, and now she's the founder of something called Get in the Groove, which is a kind of retail girlfriendy site for women. I think you target women over 50.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, we don't put an age to it, but I usually say it's like 45 plus, but we have actually a fair amount of young people that show up too. They like our edit, I guess.
Yeah, it makes sense because you've got great taste, and
Mm.
it's not like it's particularly old. And you're always highlighting things like bags and shoes, and I mean, really all sorts of stuff. I
Yeah.
feel like it's rarely like menopausal targeted. Sometimes you'll do beauty products, um, but so it's for women of a certain age, but all women like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it, it came about because I felt like there wasn't a really good place for women in our demographic, to go hang out, get good, kind of have a good time, find out about new things, stay informed. And so that is the mindset, but I don't like to put an age to it because I think everybody sort of gets to that place at a different time in their life. I mean, I laugh, I say the demographics like 45 to 60, but I'm 65. So
There you go.
I guess it's older.
It's funny, we definitely go older. Like we say we're over 40, but I feel like the average age of the Wolfers are probably like mid 50s, and we
Yeah.
definitely go up to late 60s and 70s. And I do think we need to keep reminding ourselves to focus also on those women turning 40, and that
Yeah.
kind of 40 to 50 spot, because that's when women so kind of need the guidance of
Yeah.
a.
The onboarding. The
Yeah, I
onboarding.
mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
personally got so much. I mean, I think it's why I started the community, was I was feeling so lost at 46, and I really got a lot of help. So we have to kind of always be remembering.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. And then I think on the other side of it, I think we're just all, we're a new kind of generation and we're living our lives very differently. So that's why I think the end age is, I don't even know what it is because I don't know what that means anymore, to be honest.
Right, right, because there really aren't rules, and you look at all these. I wonder who you like to follow on Instagram. There are some fabulous older women on Instagram
Totally.
who are like, what's that one that she's super great? The oh, it'll come to me. Ugh.
Like that accidental icon.
Yes, the
Yeah.
accidental icon. She's pretty awesome.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, I think that's really kind of a cool thing about the social platforms is that they've given a voice to, I think, women like us to show the world that we don't look like the way we're portrayed in a lot of marketing
Yeah.
these days, and hopefully that's changing. Like, we're not sitting in a bathtub with our significant other, looking out, whatever.
Like a Viagra ad or
Yeah,
whatever.
totally, like a
Um,
Viagra ad. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you do look amazing, I have to say. I can't
Oh,
wait to see
thank you. Thank you.
you live. It's incredible.
It's good living, I think,
Yeah,
right?
it gives me something to strive for.
Yeah.
So tell us, before we talk about what you want for Christmas and kind of
Yeah.
gift giving, I'm curious, just for our audience, like tell us a little more about what your mission is. So, because I think of it as, I mean, you're kind of a retail icon, you really know retail.
Hmm.
So you're certainly selling things, but tell us everything that you do and kind of what you're about.
Yeah, I mean, I would back up a little bit and sort of go to a place when I started thinking about this. I kept, and maybe this is kind of what you were talking about, but I kept bumping into women that I knew or that I saw on Facebook, and it just felt like something was happening that wasn't really positive. And I used 50 as like the demarcation, like when women got to 50, like the shit hit the fan basically, and things were happening. All of a sudden they just weren't feeling good about themselves, so they felt ignored. I kept hearing this word invisible all the time. It didn't matter who I spoke to. And so I became kind of intrigued, like what was going on, why was this happening. And what was interesting is that our demographic is like so dynamic and big and powerful. Like we're next to the millennials, like the next biggest demographic. We're growing rapidly. We have money majorly, like compared to any other demographic. We're super consumers. We spend 250% more than any other demographic, and yet we're totally being underserved, and nobody was speaking to us. And I thought, this is like so strange. I like just couldn't understand it. And then what I started to understand along with that is that when all this stuff is happening, this is like a major life change for women. Physically, of course, first and foremost, going through menopause is just, major.
Yeah.
Emotionally, if you have children, this is a time when you become an empty nester a lot of times, which means that maybe all of a sudden you're looking at somebody that you've been with for the last 20 years, but you really haven't been with, and trying to figure out if that's going to work. So you see a lot of women actually getting divorced and starting over at
Yeah.
this time. I think professionally, it's a scary time because you can start to get aged out. As well. So anyway, so my point
Yeah,
is there's just
feels
a lot
relevant.
going on. And
Yeah.
we live in a world that's very dynamic and changing very quickly. And if you check out for like a nanosecond and then try to check back in, you're kind of lost, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so my hypothesis was that if I could at least curate and bring information to this community in a fun, positive way, in a voice that sounded like the way we all talk to each other, not the way marketers like been presented to like my mother's generation,
Right.
that maybe I could help women feel more informed and feel, as we say, in the groove and be part of the conversation. So that's like kind of the day-to-day sort of
Yeah, that's
vision
amazing.
mission. I
Yeah,
think
that's
the bigger conversation, sorry, I get on this is like
no,
my
I love
soapbox.
it. It's great. I'm totally with you. Go on.
The bigger conversation is like ageism is like real, and like we have to change it. And I don't think it's like one thing that's going to change it. I think it's going to be a culmination of lots of different actions that will help, make a difference. And so I think that by portraying and showing women our age in a different way and looking differently, or the way we actually look,
Mhm.
we can start to change that conversation and create a positive, dialogue, and get off of this whole ageism thing, which is just horrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love everything you said and everything about your mission. And I'm thinking about how it intersects with mine or ours at the Woolfer. And it's
Yeah,
interesting because when people ask me, like, do you think that, you can change the world, or are you trying to change the world? I actually usually say, I'm really not. Like, ageism is real. And I think feeling irrelevant as we get
right.
older is a real thing. And I'm a little bit about kind of, let's free us all up to embrace what's real, the good and the bad about getting older.
Right.
But what I do hope to change is kind of, as you say, kind of how women feel about themselves. Whether I can
Totally.
change how the
Yeah.
world sees us,
Yeah.
I don't know, but how we feel about ourselves and how we see each other, and kind of, I really see the empowerment. I always use that word with like quotes, but I think it's really true. Like, the community has given me, and your community and all these other women who are doing amazing stuff in this area, because there are a lot now. There's a new newsletter I love. You have to sign up for it, called Hot Flash. The
Oh, I
Hot
didn't know that one. Yeah. Okay, good. Cool.
I'll send it to you. She just started. She's out of Abu Dhabi, of all things.
Oh, wow.
Her name is Anne Marie, but she's lovely. And so there's a lot of good. I think all these women who are working in this area are doing so much for each other. Like, we, teach each
Yeah,
other.
we're lifting each other up.
We really are lifting each other up,
Yeah.
and showing, highlighting each other's voices like we're doing right now. I just think it's great. And yeah, hopefully the world will pay attention. Um, but
Well,
you know,
I think it just talking about it and having these conversations. Like, I think about, like, we started 2 years ago, and there is nothing out there about menopause, and that was one of the reasons why, we have a menopause registry, which is obviously a little tongue in cheek, but it's a moment in your life that we think, actually should be celebrated. And so we, created this, registry with the things that, we think maybe you need to have. And some of them are serious, but some of them are kind of funny too.
do you
So
have a sex toy in your registry?
of course we do.
Okay, good.
We're all, I mean, that's a whole other conversation too, right? It's like we sell, every week we sell, vibrators basically. And I think it's something that women were, they weren't sure about, they were embarrassed about it. So I think just bringing it front and forward, and actually the sending an email out about it is like, makes it okay, or like, something
Totally,
that you can talk about. So
totally.
yeah, no, we're big believers about that. And I just think, again, just talking about it helps, and it helps everybody, because I think everybody for a while was feeling like, oh my god, I'm feeling this way and I'm by myself. And then,
Well,
we before we launched, we did a bunch of focus groups, and I was just amazed the minute you got, say 15 women together, the conversations that started happening and how honest women were, and what there were so many shared like experiences. So I think all these things that are happening out there now, like what you're doing and some of these other women, is just great. And it is really wonderful the way like we've all sort of come together and trying to lift each other up and become friendly and stuff like that,
Yeah,
which
no,
is
I love
it's
it
been a
too.
really wonderful part of it.
Well, because also I find for the most part, all the women, I mean, like, oh, our listeners should know Susan and I share the same birthday. We're
Yeah.
both August 2nd. I really feel like the women I've met in this community, I love. Like, they're just great, interesting women.
Yeah,
You know, we all,
I feel the
we're
same
all,
way.
yeah, we're kind of motivated by the same thing and the same interest, so it makes sense.
And I think it's been really interesting, like the way I've actually met women and become friendly with them through this is maybe not the way I would have, normally. I don't know what normal is anymore, but it's been kind of interesting. You can DM somebody on Instagram and start a conversation and become friendly with them, and it's just that's been kind of a really amazing part of this whole journey too.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm constantly just kind of reaching out and trying to like widen the circle. And your point about normalizing it, I think, is so important. Like, the
Mhm.
one thing people always say to me about the Woolfer community is that it just makes them realize they're normal and they're not alone. And I think there
Totally.
is still a huge, I was just having a conversation earlier today with a Black woman about Black women in menopause. And I said to her, well, do we, because, I'm half Black, my mom was Black, my
Right,
dad's white.
right.
I said, well, do we really think it's any different for Black women? And she was saying, well, I think that maybe the lack of willingness to talk about it might be a little stronger in the Black community. So just, I think the fact that we are so open about it, we forget, or could forget anyway, that still lots of people are so not open about it. And
Yeah.
so we really
And
are doing a service, I think.
I think so. And I mean, it warms my heart. I'm sure you get notes like this all the time. I mean, every time we send out an email, I hear from somebody or somebody's just about thank you. I found, get in the groove, and I just enjoy it. It's just like a moment that makes me like smile during the day, and I found really cool things. And so like you just, you think, okay, this is cool. This is good. We're moving in the right direction. We're, doing the right thing. It's just hearing that back from the community is awesome too.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, the community is definitely what keeps me going. Otherwise, it would seem too hard. For sure. All right. So, what? I don't. Do you celebrate Christmas? Do you celebrate Hanukkah?
Um,
What's the holiday
we
tradition?
still kind of just celebrate the holidays. I don't know. Growing up, I mean, I'm Jewish, and growing up as a child, my dad was a retailer, and somehow, in not very religious family, we did celebrate Christmas. And then as I became an adult, I became probably more religious on the Jewish side. So celebrate Hanukkah, and I have grandchildren. They kind of just like the whole, holiday thing. I don't know how we're going to be celebrating this year, to be honest, but
I know. Do you get a tree?
we don't get a tree. But I like to decorate my house because I can't help myself.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you're from Kings Lane. Of course you.
Yeah.
I used to, like, I had normal Christmases as a kid, like when my mom, we're Christian, whatever,
Yeah.
Presbyterian mom was. But then my mom died when I was 19, and I got married at 23 and started having kids. And in my 20s, I really hated Christmas. I
Mm,
think it reminded me of loss and my mother not being there. And
yeah.
my husband at the time and I used to kind of have this debate. Like, I also felt like it was just about shopping and commercialism. And I was like an advocate, like, we should just not do Christmas and we should tell the kids that Santa doesn't exist. And he thought I was completely insane, and he loved Christmas. So anyway, I was a super grumpy Christmas person for many years, probably through my 30s. And now, like, at 51, I don't know, in the last 10 years, I've just gotten a lot happier and kind of easier, and I don't feel sad anymore. And but I've been a little Christmas, like, whatever, I do it. I buy lots of presents for my kids. But this year I'm super into Christmas. And I'm actually, after this phone call, I have to take my dog to the vet, and then I'm going to go buy a Christmas tree.
Oh, nice.
I think I'm into it because it's just like such a weird period of A, being at home all the time,
Yeah.
and B, not much else to look forward to. So
Yeah.
I really want to decorate. I think I'm even going to buy those little candles that go in your windows that go on and off in 8-hour increments. I'm really going for it.
I think you should go for it. I mean, listen, I think we, at this point in our lives, it's important to celebrate. And so however you celebrate and whatever it means to you, it's like, it's important, right? So maybe it's just, making a special effort to decorate. I mean, we sort of gotten to the point where our kids are grown and we've decided like exchanging gifts is just silly. We all have too much anyway. So we'll make a charitable contribution instead, but we have grandchildren. So that's where the fun, of the holidays is.
Totally. I'm
It's
so
like,
jealous. I can't wait for grandchildren. But
yeah,
yeah, the
it's a
last few
treat.
years, because my kids aren't as old as yours are in like your late 20s, right? Early
Late
30s.
20s, early 30s. Yeah.
And mine are kind of early 20s. But the last few years, I've barely bought them gifts. Like we took trips. But this year, I'm buying gifts and they're coming home because I just feel, again, like celebrating. I feel like treating them like
And I
children.
think that's good. It's like, and I think also then thinking about gifts, because we've been thinking obviously a lot about it at Get in the Groove. It's like, you have to sort of think about the moment and, what makes sense, now. Um,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
tailor
Yeah,
it to that. And that makes it kind of fun, right?
yeah, yeah. Like on the Woolfer holiday gift guide we certainly kind of went out of our way to think about interesting Black-owned businesses. I mean, certainly, yes, just thinking about the moment. And so tell me, like, what are some of your favorites or what are things
My God,
you want?
I made lists before I got on, but I mean, besides the fact what I would really like is, world peace and no civil discourse and healthiness for everybody. Like, I wish that's what I
Yeah.
could give everyone. I think we're thinking about the holidays this year is more from a fun, comfy, healthy, and, always with a little bit of sparkle. So, that's how we think about it. Um, I think, one of the things I just think if you can do something, you have to act a little bit earlier that you can personalize a gift. There's so many amazing things that you can get and personalize. I love that because that just feels like you sort of went like a little extra for, somebody. So
Like, what do you mean? Like, put their name on it
yeah, or
or?
initials, like, there's some really great websites. There's a site called Leatherology out there, and they have a beautiful backpack, and you can do like embossed letters on the backpack, which is really cool. Cause I don't know about you, but like I haven't carried a purse or handbag in like a year. So I'm carrying a fanny pack around. So what I'm carrying around is very different also. So I have all these beautiful handbags that are sitting like up on a shelf and I'm carrying a Lululemon nylon, fanny pack around.
We actually just had a thread about this in the community yesterday about how no one's wearing, I mean, any of their clothes. Like you look in your closet. I've
Yeah.
been out in East Hampton
Yeah.
since March, and when I go to Brooklyn, I look in my closet. It feels like another era. And someone said she just gave away all of her fancy purses. So I
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
All right, so Leatherology.
Leatherology, and there's some other really great gifts. I think you probably know Mark and Graham, that they do a lot of personalization. I think it's part of Williams Sonoma, but they have like really great paper, which I love the idea of, like a set of different paper pads because I still do, make lists and write things, which I love. You can even do fun things. There's a couple of sites where if you're going to wear a shoe, maybe a ballet slipper is a good shoe to wear, and they'll put your initials, they paint your initials on them. So it's Margot is one of the sites, and it's run by two lovely women. It's a startup, and they're awesome.
Is it Margot, Margot?
Gaux.
Okay,
Uh,
Margaux. Okay.
and also Mansur Gabriel. I always forget how how do you say like yeah, I think anyway, they do a lot of this also. Um, there's also some really fun things like I think it's YSL does a red lipstick and you can personalize the tube with somebody's initials.
Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah, so it's like I think just really fun stuff like that. Ear pod cases. We have like on our site we've got a lot of gift guides right now, and we also have gifts as part of the top section. You can see we have a lot of these things on there, but you can find a personalized gift section there, which has a lot of these. And I just think it's just a little special added touch. One of the things that's really cool, it's a little more expensive, is Ralph Lauren. You can do personalized cashmere sweaters, which is really cool. And they do them like, you can have them put on your chest or on the hip, which may be better for a guy. And it's kind of a neat thing, that you have a beautiful cashmere sweater, but you have your initials on it too.
Yeah, that's sweet. Okay, fun.
Yeah, so I love all that. of course, Etsy too is just a treasure trove for personalized things as well. Not
I
just,
know, I never shop on Etsy, and I should. When I get
oh my gosh.
drawn there, I really enjoy it. There's great stuff, but I kind of don't even know where to start on Etsy.
You know, they have pretty good search engine, I find. And so once you kind of find a good seller, and it's also good because it's like what you're talking about, focus on Black owned businesses, like small businesses that I'm sure are
Yeah.
struggling. It's kind of nice. We just sent an email out actually for Cyber Monday with all things from Etsy. But like you can go on there. We have on the site, it's really cool, like a wine carrier, that you can personalize, monogram
Nice.
napkins, monogram, napkins, cocktail napkins. So like these, I think, are nice, lovely gifts, but they're also ways to make your home
To
feel
make
more
things
special.
personal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Really nice.
Um, what else?
What are what are you seeing? I'm curious, clothes wise, for like winter into spring. I mean, on our holiday list, we basically put like velour house robes and things that you can just really
Yeah.
wear at home. Are there things in particular that you're excited about clothing
I mean,
wise?
I think it's hard to get excited right now about clothing. I mean, what I'm the most excited about is, like, I'm sure like everybody else, I've been living in leggings and sweats and things like that. But I think there's a way to kind of elevate that look. It just feels a little bit better. And there's a lot of really beautiful like matching sets, which is so funny because I
Mhm.
think we've been so, it's like the old fashioned jog suit, but the updated version of it,
Yeah, yeah,
which,
yeah.
which is awesome. Maybe like cashmere jog bottoms, and you can wear a sweatshirt with it or a matching cashmere top. I love that. um, and there's some really, lots of the fashion people are doing that. Like there's a company called The Great, which has tons of this. They tend to be a little pricey, I will admit, but you can get that matching look, and I just think you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, is
And
that the Great, Great?
uh-huh, yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
And there's also I love this company. They just have a really great attitude. It's called Cool, but it's Kule. And they have some really fun ones, and they've got some really fun sweaters, and they've got fabulous socks. I'm very into socks right now that are fun.
I like giving socks to my daughters. They always like it. Cool, I've never heard of.
Yeah,
Kule. I'll go to their
yeah,
website.
great. They have great stuff.
Yeah, and I love anything in like velour, or I love all these comfy jogging
They
things.
they have a really great velour jog set.
Ooh.
And I see a lot of places are doing like kind of knit versions of joggers, which is great. Some of the less expensive sites, like there's a site Mango, which has a lot of times has really fun things on it. And I yeah, Everlane, all those places
Yeah,
that you can kind of get. And Nadam is another great source. I don't know, they just had super sales, so I have no idea what their inventory is like, but
I've never heard of them. Nadam, Nadam.
Nadam. They have really great cashmere, but they also do regular, sweats and things like that.
Okay.
So
I'm super proud of myself today because I'm actually wearing
yeah,
jeans.
I know I have pants on too, which is like, I know you can't tell, but I do. I have pants on.
These are like 3-year-old jeans, so I feel like they're
That's,
a little snug, but I'm very glad
I was
they're
gonna say
on.
that's impressive that you're in them.
Well, I mean, you know how it is. It's like you go for weeks and weeks and you don't wear pants, and then you start to wonder if you're ever going to get in them
I know.
again.
It's like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna hope it's gonna fit. It's like, it's scary. But the other thing I love about the matching warm up fleece, velour, cashmere, whatever set, you can kind of dress it up too. Not that anyone's going anywhere, but like it looks great with a tweed jacket or an overcoat. You
Hmm.
could wear it with a boot. Doesn't have to be a sneaker. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's just a nice way to kind of up your game a little bit, because we've all been living in this very relaxed state, shall we?
I know, and particularly now. I mean, you're at least in California. Here on the East Coast, it really feels like soon. Are we going to be able to go out, like have like eating outdoors? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no,
really
they
going to get
stopped
cold.
it in LA. There's no more dining. It's for the
Wow,
next 3 weeks. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
it's not good.
Um
No.
anyway, I think some other fun things. Obviously, cozy you mentioned is so fun. I mean, there's so many great slippers out there, Sherpa slippers, Sherpa line slippers, they're just like fabulous, and they're actually pretty good prices. I think Nordstrom's has a ton of them. Bloomingdale's, they basically look like a clog, but they have like Sherpa
I
inside
love
of
those
them.
things. I've already bought some of those for my daughter for
Yeah,
Christmas.
those I think those are great gifts. I think there's some really fun robes out there that are like kind of, I call them multifunctional. There's a fabulous company called Lunya, which does
Oh,
like
yeah.
loungewear and pajamas, and they have, oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's a robe, but it's like, it's really like a, for back east, you guys would love it. It looks like a big, gorgeous sweater, but it's a robe.
Mm.
I
Yeah, I
love
like
that. That's,
Lunya. Lunya has pretty stuff. I see them on Instagram a lot.
yeah, they have really beautiful things. And then I think there's so many fun things if you just want to, like, give somebody just something that's, a thought. It doesn't have to be a lot. We have tons of under $50 gifts on the site, but some of the ones that I think are really fun is there's so many fun masks out there right now.
Yes,
Um,
masks are a great idea.
there's one we have, it's a set, one says naughty, one says nice, that we have, on this site, which is fun. Again, going back to the monogram, we have a place on Etsy that will do monogram. They put your initials on the mask, which is kind of fun. There are all these, there's a company out there called Pinch Provision, which I think is like the best stocking stuffer. They're basically little cases like so big, and they come in different versions. So like there'll be like an emergency kit was probably more apropos last year when you might be out and you would need, I don't know, a needle and thread, or a safety pin or something like that. Now they have a work from home one, which is really fun. It's got all these little things in it. They have like one that's like a clean one, with wipes and masks and things like that. And you can find them on most, like all the big stores, stocking stuffers also, because
Okay,
it's
Pinch
fun.
Provisions.
Yeah. Puzzles, are we still doing puzzles? I think so.
I think a lot of people are. I am not. I'm a terrible puzzle person, although I should do them because they're also really good for your aging brain.
Totally.
Do you
Yeah.
do them? Seriously at home?
Yeah, I do them. My kids gave me for my birthday a puzzle that was personalized, which is a fun thing to do, of all of us during the pandemic having to make, or something like that. It
I
was
love
like the hardest puzzle ever to do, but I did it. I finally got it
No,
done.
but that's a really good gift suggestion. I use Snapfish, and you use one of these photo processing sites, and you can upload a
Yeah,
photo, and then
yeah, yeah.
you can order a puzzle or a mug or whatever. And that's a really sweet idea, actually, to do a puzzle with a picture of your.
Yeah, Shutterfly also, because actually it's funny, I just ordered one for my 5-year-old granddaughter, because they have different levels of puzzles. So they have for like toddlers, and then they go up based on the number of pieces. So it was really fun. I ordered her a personalized puzzle that's like 30 pieces, and they're big pieces, and
I love
they do a
that.
lot of that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that's fun. I think for your audience, I bet people would love this. Actually, I know there's a guy out here created a thing. It's called the Original Creative Thinking Journal. And it's not that expensive. I forget how much it is. And it's like a journal, but it also has prompts in it to help you sort of with the creative process.
Oh, that sounds great.
There are some references on the front to smoking weed, but you don't have to smoke weed to use it.
Wait, this is so funny, Susan. I just bought this, and I bought 4 of them.
Yeah.
And I have not even opened
That's
it yet.
Yes. That's it.
Pilgrim Soul, please use this journal when you are high.
Right, but you don't. But that's not real. That's his thing. He's like whatever. But I think it's a really fun gift. It's funny that you have
I'm
it.
really excited you mentioned it. I actually bought 4 of them because the title made me laugh, and I want my kids to be more creative, and they all smoke pot. So I decided to buy 4, and I thought it would make them laugh.
It's a good gift.
Hopefully they'll use it. Yeah, and it was not expensive. It's like, I don't know.
I think it's $20 or something.
$20
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
I think you can get it. They have it on their website, but I think also Goop is carrying it. And I don't know where you got yours, but
I think I got it straight from their website.
Yeah. So that
the other thing I'm really liking right now are these. If you had these keto wines, like there are all sorts of them, but I got I joined a wine club called Dry Farm Wine, I think, and it's so good. It's these wines with no sugar.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Delicious. Yeah, and they're less alcohol, and so that's like my new discovery.
There's a bunch of new ones out there, and actually Cameron Diaz and this woman Catherine Powers I'm having a brain freeze. Hold on, I'll tell you 1 second. Just launched a new organic wine company, and it's fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm like, I think I'm having like one of those moments.
Well, it's okay. We can
Aveline.
look
It's
it
called
up.
Aveline. And it's really yummy, and it's all natural, organic, so you feel a lot better the next day. And it's pretty simple. They have like a white, a red, and a rosé. Nothing too,
Yeah, I think that's really, I'm surprised this didn't occur to me to do
yeah.
earlier, but it really, like, just, usually feel like it's safer to drink tequila or vodka, but I like wine and it is too sugary.
Yeah,
So
this will make you feel good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then, I think things that are good for you too are great. Like I don't, I'm totally obsessed with my Hypervolt gun, which is, massages your muscle.
That's what I bought for my boyfriend for Christmas.
It's a great gift.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great gift. And everybody will benefit from it. I mean, I had my knee replaced 2 years ago, and so they used it at physical therapy. And before they got popular, I was like, "Can I buy one of those?" And they're like, "Yeah, why not?" And I use it all the time. It's
Oh,
great.
great. Oh, I'm super excited.
And they also make, if you have any sore spots, and it's also a nice stocking stuffer because I think it's like 60 something dollars. It's a ball. So, sometimes how you rub out like a sore spot, this
Yeah,
vibrates. And so it will get into like a sore spot a little
very
better. It's
cool.
kind of fun.
Oh, wait, that
Um,
reminds me along this thinking. Have you ever used one of these fascia busting tools?
oh, it's like a roller.
Yeah, well, it looks like it like has little tentacles off of it. It's plastic. It's a woman named Ashley Black. I think it's just become a little bit of a momentary rage in the Woolfer. People have been talking about them, so I ordered some. And you basically, like, when you're out of the shower after exercising, when your body's warm, you use some oil and you blast your fascia. You like rub this thing on your body.
Oh,
And
interesting.
it's supposed to eliminate fat. I mean, I don't know, I'm a little dubious, but we have some women who swear that it's changed their bodies.
Oh,
So,
interesting. I don't
and
know. What's it called again?
it's called a fascia blaster, but her
Huh.
name is Ashley Black. So you can buy other makes of fascia blaster, but you
I have to
probably
look
want
it
to buy
up.
the Ashley Black one. Yeah, you should check it out. I'm using it every day on my stomach.
Oh, wow.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, I think, that's another nice thing to do, or like, oops, sorry, this is the reality of working at home. Somebody hopefully will get it. Let's see who it is. Hello. Okay, thanks. Hold on, I have to tell my husband to go unlock the doors, water and power.
Oh, important.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, hold on a second. This is like crazy. I told everybody I was talking with you. And then,
It's totally, totally fine. And how's Susie? Is she still around?
yeah, she's doing great.
Good. When I was out in LA, I went and saw Susan at her house, her beautiful house, and there was this woman there, Susie Israelson, who I knew from book publishing a
I know,
million
it's so
years ago.
funny.
It was
Yeah,
really, really
she's
fun.
a
And they're
bookie.
out there working together.
A couple other just really quick things that I think are great gifts. There's available through Williams Sonoma. They're like mini olive trees. So I think like the gift is something that's like alive is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, I just found out today because I tried to order one. They don't ship to California, just for anybody who is in your
Uh,
group in California. But otherwise, they're fantastic. And then I think just a couple other things there. I found out through doing something that perfume, which I love, has a lot of really bad things in it, and which I didn't realize. Like fragrance are very unregulated, so when you're talking about clean beauty and things like that, perfumes can be pretty bad.
oh,
And
wow.
there's a new company out there called, well, pretty new, called Heretic, and it's all clean beauty. And the guy that started it is kind of an interesting and funny character. So every fragrant is called Dirty Something, but it's really clean. So like, I love the Dirty Rose. It's great. And I don't know if they were running like a Cyber Monday sale, which was great.
Okay.
But they also have smaller sizes so you can test them. And also they'll do like, you can buy like a sampler, so you can buy 3 different fragrances and test them. And once you start using them, I think they're awesome and just way better for you.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna look this up. That sounds like a good gift for one of my daughters, like a little sampler. They'd like the name of.
yeah, I mean, I think she'll really enjoy it. And also you just like, I had no idea how bad some of this stuff was. Like I've been digging into this clean
Uh,
beauty stuff more, and it is definitely something to be aware of, you know.
Do you ever use Eminence beauty products? I've just
Mm-mm.
gone back to them for that reason. They're expensive, but they're completely organic. I know. I mean, I often don't think about all the stuff that I put on my body, and we should. I didn't know about perfumes. It never even occurred to me.
Yeah, apparently like one of the worst. I did a thing actually with Goop, like my morning routine, and I sent them like all my products, and they sent me back saying we will not be able to use like half of these. And I
Okay,
was like,
that's hilarious.
really? And why is that? And so, and they were very nice. They gave me some things to try that were, you know, similar products that were better for me. And anyway, the perfume was one which I was totally blown away by. And anyway, it's a great alternative, and it's a nice gift, and it's a nice message because it's healthy.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. And then of course, I know you guys talk about this all the time, but I do think it's a fun gift is, you know, the crave necklace.
Yes, the Crave necklace. The Crave necklace used to be like, as you know, like our mascot.
Yeah.
But then we stopped selling it. I think when it got popular, we got kind of depressed because we felt like we had discovered it. And then when it was on Goop and everything, but the Crave is a great necklace. So for those of you who don't know, I have one somewhere, but I
Yeah,
no
mine's
longer wear it.
downstairs too.
But it's a vibrator necklace and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
And it really
it's
works.
pretty amazing. Yeah.
It really does work and it's a good conversation piece.
Yeah. I think, you know, if you're close to somebody, you want to give them something that's not as that's obviously like a piece of jewelry. But I just was introduced to a young woman who during this pandemic started a new company. It's called Hey Taboo, all with the focus of sexual wellness for older women. And it's a beautiful box that comes, you know, very discreet with a book kind of about sexual wellness for women. It has a beautifully designed vibrator. I mean, very chic. And as she said, with raised buttons, because I know that was important for your demographic, which I thought was very funny. She did
That's
a lot of
hilarious.
focus groups and organic lube that's in it. But it's a really pretty, you know,
That
elegant
sounds
looking,
like a nice like best friend gift.
total nice best friend gift. Yeah, and
We'll
it's
put that up.
brand new. Like she just launched like a month ago, so
Yeah,
that's kind of a
cool.
nice thing.
Great taboo. All right,
And
good.
I was impressed. She pulled this all together, created all these products during the pandemic, which is like kudos to you.
Yeah, seriously, I've like watched a lot of Netflix, so good
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Anyway, but we have so many gifts also on the site. So if anyone wants to check it out, getinthegroove.com. You know, we're constantly updating them. Of course, things get sold out, which is frustrating, but it is that time of the year. So
Yeah,
cannot,
that's
cannot
great.
be helped.
It
But
must be a fun time of year for you guys. That sounds really fun. All right.
it is, you know, I mean, it's just like so much going on and people excited about the holidays and shopping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
great.
So everyone check out getinthegroove.com. Susan
Yeah.
Feldman runs it. She's a friend. She's awesome. And this has just been really fun talking to you. And we should hook up and just talk offline about business in general because we haven't
Totally.
caught up a lot.
We need to have a catch up at like that kind of a catch up too.
That
But
kind of
yeah, I
thing.
mean, we love what you guys do, and so hopefully, you know, everybody will go back and forth. So that's the thing. Because I think what's nice, and I think that's one of the nice things about all these different groups. I think they offer different things. Um,
Totally.
which is why I didn't include any books here, right? So I would look to you
Yeah, we
guys
do a
for
lot of books. We
book
do a lot of
recommendations.
books, and I mean, we really do very little merchandise these days. So
Yeah.
we're if someone loves something, we'll post about it, but we don't do a lot of shopping stuff. So it's really helpful, particularly, of course, this time of
Yeah,
year.
we do. I mean, you know, like we do that. We're all about an edit and just trying to find really fun things. My personal philosophy, and I try to bring it to the site, is I'm all about high low. You know, like I'll invest in something that I think is investment worthy, that I'll be able to wear for a long time, and that I'll enjoy, and then I'll, you know, buy something really expensive and mix it all up. I think it's all how you wear it.
It's all how you wear it. No, I love that. I mean, I'm like that too. Although, yeah.
Yeah.
All
So,
right. Well, lots of love to you, Susan. I'm going to go
oh,
take
back
some
at
of that,
you.
and we'll talk more soon.
All right,
Definitely.
Nina, love you. I hope you have a great holiday.
Big kiss.
Bye,
You
bye,
too.
everybody.
Later.